going to be an interesting episode. We're going to do a little bit of exploring. We're going to do a little bit of the Crusades. And then by the end of this episode, we're going to find a nice, decent stopping point for a little bit. I don't want to continue to force to play this game. I want to be able to fully enjoy it and be excited to play. And I've just kind of hit the point in this game where it's not I'm dreading playing, but it's definitely not as exciting as it once was. So at the end of the episode here, we're going to have a little bit of a teaser of the games to come. And I hope that you guys are excited for that as I am. We're going to jump straight into a Crusade here. So this episode is going to focus mostly on the Crusades. We've kind of done the cold maintenance to death, and I feel like just a little bit of change of pace would be great as a final send-off for before our break. So we're just going to jump straight in. We're going back to Duskwood here. This is just a see how this all plays out and actually do the full run before we continue with the story as a whole. We picked up the skull necklace, which is really, really cool. Increases the longevity, the lifespan of a follower, which is, fantastic because they keep dying of old age on me, and there's a few of them that, like Weber, that I really just kind of want to keep. And then we also chose Darkwood specifically because I had a quest here to go save one of my cultists' family. I think it was brother. So we, of course, had to go and do that with no hesitation. So we do find him here, and we're going to rescue him before we get back. Running through Darkwood again, we can see when we destroy the statue that we get a portal back to the boss fight. We go ahead and take that and just go straight to the boss and just kill the boss again. Leshy is, easy as the first time, so that wasn't a big thing. And then we can just jump straight into the next Crusade. This Crusade, we chose Anura, the domain of Heket. And so we're still working towards Heket. We haven't quite unlocked them yet, which is fun. We're going to try out a few new powers, a few new of the trinkets. I think that's what they're called. There might be relics. I always forget the terms in this game. But we're going to try those out, and we're going to see how we can get on in this new area. Of course, the frogs, last time, if you remember, the new pattern kind of gave me a bit of a trouble. But I've quickly figured out how this is going to work. So that's one thing that's nice. And we're going to just kind of run through this one pretty quick as well. Like I said, this is going to be a lot of jump cuts, a lot of, here's what happened on this Crusade, here's what happened on this Crusade. So nothing groundbreaking.
Chuchumalai. Basimaloma. Sinanara.
Of course, we're going to make it to Elagos without much issue at all. And we did pick up a trinket which freezes the enemy for a short period of time. It's very, very useful in this fight. And as you're going to find out, they don't ask how much health you had at the end. They ask, did he die? And so we do manage to get out, not unscathed, but without dying, which is ultimately the important part here. So then we gather up our stuff, and we'll just move right along to the next Crusade. Just jumping right back into Anura here. And this one, again, we're just kind of working towards actually facing Heket. And once we get to Heket, I think that'll be a very good place to pause this series for now. We will be back, of course. I'm not giving up on Cult of the Lamb. It wasn't a bad game. It isn't a bad game. It's a ton of fun, but I'm just a little burnt out on it. You know, playing the same game over and over again really never been my style. So play it for a month or two and then take a break and come back, play it for a month or two. And that's kind of what I'm going to do here, just so we're all on the same page. I don't want anybody thinking I'm giving up on this series. Second run, same as the first. We get to Zepar with no real issues, and we take him out. It's not near as close as it was the first against the last guy, but, you know, got to kill them all in order to finally face Heket. Back into Anura we go, and this time, if we can make it to the end, we'll be able to face Heket and hopefully be able to just finish up with Anura entirely. Not a big fan of the frogs. Their patterns are a bit sporadic, chaotic for my taste. But, you know, it adds variety, and as they say, variety is the spice of life, so kind of excited for that, but I'm also very much ready to just be done with Heket's domain. It took me about 10 real-life minutes to get from the beginning to Heket, which does mean I kind of rushed it a little bit, and as you're going to see in this fight, that was... I mean, I'd taken a break between the last run and this run in real life. You know, it just gotten in the way. As life tends to do, it gets confusing, and it just takes time to get back to chilling on the computer again. And yeah, this definitely wasn't the way I should have played this. I shouldn't have rushed as hard as I did. And I guess just the fatigue of this game was kind of wearing on me and causing me to not really care. Guns a-blazing is not the way to do the Crusades in this game. We're going to jump right back into Anura here and just try again. Hopefully this time I can be a little bit more calm about it. I know I'm not going to be, but one can hope. So we're going to get to Heket again, and we're going to try again here. Once we get back to Heket, I am a little bit more prepared for it. I got a little bit more health than I did last time. The weapons, the special abilities, those are a lot better, but I'm still rushing. I'm still trying to just, you know, get Heket out of the way. Part of that is frustration with, you know, forcing myself to play this game, and I should stop at this point, but I want to end on a place where at least if it takes me, you know, 6-7 months to get back to it, I'm prepared, I'm ready. You guys have closure during that time. You know that I made it to and defeated Heket, and that's ultimately what I'm trying to do, is just end on a higher note so that when I come back to it, there's excitement instead of just, oh yeah, he was playing that game, huh? And part of it is frustration with my setup. We'll get into that towards the end of the video, but the long and the short is I'm still rushing, and it's still biting me in the butt. Alrighty, so we're back in Anura one more time here. You know, third time's the charm. We're going to hope to actually beat Heket on this run. And then once we finally see Heket's death, then we can talk about, you know, what exactly we can expect from the channel for the next couple videos, maybe a few months, just as we continue to work towards building a better community, building better videos for you guys, and just continuing to grow. And I do want to take this small moment here just to say I've noticed the growth, and it really does mean a lot to me to see you guys subscribing. So, but we're going to just go ahead and jump ahead to the Heket fight. I'm going to play it in full, and then we'll discuss what all's going on moving forward. Alrighty, so that Heket fight really was a bit of a stomp, but that's alright. Sometimes you just get the gear you need just to power through no matter what happens. So we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. It's going to be a little bit of a rant at this point, and that's just how I'm going to do this video, just because I'm wanting to set the groundwork for what this channel is going to look like moving forward. I've got a list of games that my wife and my daughters have been asking me to play, and some of them are just kind of, they're piquing my interest a lot more than Cult of the Lamb did. So we're going to go ahead and pause Cult of the Lamb here. This is not a stop. This is just a to be continued. We're kind of going for a solid, hey, we beat Heket. We're going to move on to the next game. We're not going to forget about this. It's going to stay on my computer. It's going to stay on my desktop so that I know it's there. And we're going to just move to the next game. I'm not going to say what the next game is yet. I am going to end this video with a little bit of a teaser trailer. And if you know, you know. If you don't, then it's going to be a nice little surprise. And I hope that you guys come with me on this new chapter. I'm excited. We've got a few upgrades going on behind the scenes here. My wife has surprised me by talking me into a beefier actual tower instead of just working on my laptop the way I have been. And I love my laptop. It's been doing great, and it's been letting me get these videos out reasonably consistently. Between these and the shorts, I've been working the poor thing to death, and it's time to retire it from being my main computer. And so we are upgrading my system here, and we're going to be able to give you guys better quality audio and visual, and hopefully faster. The editing software I've been using has been annoying at times. It crashes, it deletes entire sections, and there's a lot of just friction trying to get these videos out. It's kind of what happened last week between the computer issues, the editing program issues, and of course Easter. I was unable to get that video out when I wanted to, so it had to wait a week. Nothing wrong with that. I'd rather wait a week than push out a half-done video. I want to give you guys the best I can, and so this new system, this new setup, should be able to handle all the programs, all the recording, and the editing software that I need. It's going to hopefully show you guys a massive spike in quality. And I won't promise quantity. I would still rather have that same level of polish, even if there's a bit of a learning curve. So you're getting this episode today. The new game starts next episode, hopefully 2 weeks. You can quote me on that. Obviously, we're on recording, so you can always quote me on these things. But hopefully 2 weeks from the time this is posted, I will have the new series ready to go for you guys. So I'm going to end here with this little teaser trailer. This is the menu for the game. I have very specifically chosen this because the game's title is not there, but it is very obvious if you know what the game is. So I appreciate you all watching to the end here, and if you stumbled across this video, feel free to go back and check all my older Cult of the Lamb stuff, and maybe think about subscribing if you're ready for a more esoteric adventure.